told you. Wake up, I gotta go get it. Wake up, I gotta...
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another fantastic episode of the College Couch Podcast, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Back
with another
one, back together, same spot, same location. I'm Javaris Harris alongside Talk to Me. Talk to me.
Your boy Stackz checking in, man. You know, we here, College Couch going crazy, man. It's a crazy weekend in college football, man.
Absolutely.
Definitely it was a doozy in that national championship game.
Man.
Interesting things happened, maybe not what a lot of people thought, or maybe what a lot of people thought was gonna happen. So
I'm heartbroken not only because college football is over, but it definitely didn't go the way me and Stackz wanted it to. It was definitely, what's the best way to put it, Stackz? It was not like it was a heartbreaking thing to see Michael Penix not show up the way we thought he would.
Right.
But it also hurt, like, seeing how bad he really struggled this game.
Right.
So I think that was the best way to put it. Like, it was really shocking to see, like, he was out of his element.
And I don't even want to put all the blame on him because, I mean, they had some shots.
Yeah.
And, you know, some players dropped some passes. I mean,
yeah,
they had some shots. They were still getting some of the looks that they wanted to in the matches that they wanted to. They just didn't capitalize. Like, almost like the lights were too bright for them. You know, but they were dropping wide open passes.
Yeah.
You know, it just seemed out of sync, you know.
I don't know. I mean, this game already had a lot of implications on it, you know, just being because of the whole Michigan thing and, you know, with them and the cheating scandal. And this was like the fairy tale year for Michigan. Like, this was the script, basically. Like, they said, here's the script. Y'all have it. All you got to do is just execute it. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what it came out to be. I mean, Jim Harbaugh, man, what more can you say about him? I mean, whether is he leaving or is he staying? Like, it's so much, like,
surrounding it.
Yeah, bro. It's just so much surrounding this game. And I mean, man, it was better than last year's game.
It was way better.
It was way better than last year's game. But gosh, man,
it definitely kept your attention.
Yeah,
it's like because Washington was like, all right, we're gonna make a play, make a run. They kept it close though.
Yeah,
I mean they kept it close until that fourth quarter. And that's when Michigan just blew it wide open. You know, from the interceptions to the
Bro, how about Donovan Edwards? Just
man, balling out, man. He had what, 6 carries?
Yeah,
6 carries, 104 yards. Man, come on, man. It don't get no better than
6 carries
and 2 tutties. Come on, man. It don't get no better than that.
Oh my God.
Get no better than that.
We called it as soon as he started opening. We was like, "Yep, that's it. That's it." we saw right with him. We said,
he made it look too easy, too easy.
Yeah,
I mean, him, Corum. I mean, Corum too.
Yeah,
I mean, Corum was like, "Oh, you got you one? Oh man, let me go get right too."
Right.
He got 2 tutties too, 21 carries, 134 yards. Come on, with the long being not 59. Come on. It broke records in that game. You know, so it's crazy.
I think I just it's hard because I mean, man, this was Penix's last game as a Husky,
right?
And man, I mean, just everything that he's fought through from Indiana to transferring to Washington, you know, it's hard, man. It is super tough being a quarterback.
Right, and that shows you how tough college football is. Like, it's hard to get to the championship, and then it's even harder to win it. You know? Like, you got to hit your stride at the right time, at the right game plan. Everybody got to execute. Like, I feel like Washington could have beat Michigan. Had they capitalized on some of them miscues that they had, whether it be the penalties, they shot themselves in the foot a lot. Like I said, with the drop passes. I mean, yes, a couple passes that if they would have caught them, they probably would have either set them up for a touchdown or been a touchdown. You know, a couple of them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I mean, and Michael Penix, he missed a lot of reads, but also credit that Michigan defense,
that's a tough defense, man.
But yeah, I mean they rushed him. I mean they made him make quick decisions. You know, and the decisions he made weren't bad. I mean, you know, the check downs, it just would have been better had he, you know, went to the wide open man over the top. But you know, I mean, you want to go with the safe one when you got, you know, people in your face and stuff like that. So
I mean, man, a Dunze was just he still put up what was in his average. I mean, 87 yards for 5 receptions. I mean, I'm sorry, 5 receptions for 87 yards. Let me rephrase that. But man, he just could not find the paint. Like he could not find that end zone for anything. I mean, he had one pass that literally was in his reach, and I think he tripped and fell, or he just dropped it.
I mean, they tripped and fell, and you know, it was just too far, or some of them were right in their hands and they drop it. Like, yeah, it's like, man, like this could be your make or break game. Like this could be a game that, you know, that you get drafted higher because you showed out in this game.
Yeah, and I feel like he's proved himself to be one of the top receivers in the country. I mean,
they might be having an argument after last night. I'm just being honest.
I mean, well, prior to last night. I mean,
but I mean, you gotta, you know, I mean, I know everybody has a bad game every now and then, but you can't drop the chippies like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially nobody in front of you, you by yourself, you can't drop the chip.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you know.
For sure. What was one thing? What was another thing from this game that was really like, okay, man, this game really might not be in Washington's favor. I know, like, kind of first half, you know, we were like, okay, there's a chance, but once I think kind of to answer the question, I think when Michigan kind of started playing with that gas pedal, was there another key moment that you were like, okay, this game might be?
Oh well, when Edwards scored, you know, after the first time, I thought they started getting that mojo. They were starting to feel themselves a little bit. And once you get confidence as a football team, it's over with. Like, you know what I'm saying? You combat that with you have lost twice, you know, in recent years. Once you get that confidence, you gonna put the gas on the pedal and then you gonna take off.
Right.
So when Edwards scored that first one, I think they started feeling themselves a little bit, and it was like, all right, we might actually can win this thing. Yeah. And when he scored the second time, it was over with. It's over with. Because you got to think, when your quarterback doesn't have to be great, that makes it so much more easy.
Yeah.
Because think about it, Michigan, offensively at least, they didn't do nothing special. They literally ran the ball, you know, and you know, they schemed it to where, you know, the holes open up or whatever, and then the formations and how they set it up, it was perfect. Like all you had to do as a running back is find a cutback. That's it, and that's what he did. That's what Edwards did. That's what Corum did. Found a cutback, and after he scored that second one, I thought, I was like, yeah, it's probably gonna get away from them. Yeah. But they kept it close. Like I said, Washington kept it close early, but
just not enough. Yeah. Dylan Johnson, running back for Washington, struggled this game. I mean, he tried and tried and tried, man. And I mean, you could tell from that injury last week when they played against Texas, it kind of crept up, you know, and kind of, you know, played with him a little bit. And it really just, man, it hurt to see that. It really hurt because this is a national championship. You know, you want to contribute what you can for your team, but man.
Yeah.
Oh, it was heartbreaking.
I can tell he was hurt.
Yeah.
The whole time. I can tell he was hurt. Yeah. He didn't have that explosiveness, but he went out there and he still had 33 yards on 11 carries. He was still averaging 3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
You know? Which is not bad, not what you want, but it's not bad.
How do you feel about Washington threw a lot at Michigan as far as utilizing the wideouts as more so like end around plays. What is your stance on like end around plays when you're using like star wideouts like with Washington's caliber?
But see, I like that. I like it because of the misdirection and all that type of stuff. But with those, you have to time them up perfectly. Yeah. Like you have to bait them almost. You know what I mean? But they can be very effective because of all all the motion, all the shifting. Because like for instance, when Michigan did with Edwards, you know, I mean it wasn't an end around, but the way they did it, you know, they made it seem like it was going one way, and all he had to do was bounce it the other, you know. So just whatever, it's eye candy. A lot of stuff is eye candy. So like if you get to looking and doing all this extra stuff, like you thinking it's one thing, and it's another. You know what I'm saying? So I like the end around play because it definitely gets your receivers in space.
Right.
Know?
The reason being that I asked that is because anything happen in you know in any sport.
Right.
And I mean when you're using your star caliber wideouts like that, because again, Washington has some guys this year on that wideout stance.
Right.
When you're putting them at risk like that, you know, on these plays when they, you know, should technically be blocking and running routes and stuff like that, is there any kind of risk that you're taking?
I mean, no, it's football. Okay. So it's not like the only one that you really protecting is the quarterback.
Okay.
Think about it. When receivers catching the ball, catching, you ain't got no protection.
Right.
There's only two people protected. It's the running back and the quarterback. But the quarterback and the running backs take the most pounding as far as like, you know, in the trenches.
Right.
Or whatever. But, I mean, of course, the line, you know, because they doing all the dirty work. But, I mean, you're not leaving them out there, but it's just what you do. I mean, you know, because your playmakers usually are wide receivers and stuff like that, because that's usually your speedsters and, you know, the people that can get out of space and make people miss and stuff like that. That's why when you do it in the round and stuff like that, that's what you do it for, to get either free him up or free them up to, you know, make a play. You know, blocking's got to be good and all that type of stuff, of course. But yeah, for sure. I don't think you're putting them at risk or anything, because you're more at risk when you're going up for a ball over the middle and the linebacker right there to meet you. So
got you. Now back to a bit of these storylines, you know, that we've had coming out of the national championships. With this being Michael Penix's last game, I'm gonna ask you, what kind of legacy do you feel like this kid left on?
Oh, he put his stamp on his college career. I mean, you know, that's the championship. The way he played in the championship game does not wipe away the amazing season that he had. Yeah. Like, I mean, let's be honest. Like, I mean, like I said, he didn't play horrible, you know, in the championship game. It's just, you know, a lot of miscues. Yeah. Sometimes it's just not your night, you know. I mean, he still threw for 255 yards, you know. So, and like I said, they kept him in it for the most part. It's just, you know, broke it down. But his legacy is set in stone. I mean, Washington hasn't won it since '91. So the fact that they even came back there, like nobody thought at the beginning of this season, hey, Washington is probably gonna be in the championship. Yeah. Like nobody thought that. So that's the legacy within themselves. I mean, don't get me wrong, you would rather have won it, but I mean, hey, his legacy is cemented. That whole team, to me, that legacy is cemented. They're gonna talk about that team for a while. Mm-hmm. So,
do you feel the same way about running back Blake Corum as well?
Oh yeah, he's definitely cemented. I mean, and he won a championship. So I mean, I think his legacy is cemented too. You know, so he's done his thing. He got hurt last year. This year he was healthy. And he did put up amazing numbers. He scored in every game. Yeah. Every game. And he scored 2 touchdowns in the championship game. Right. And he had 134 yards. Yeah. So I think that whole Michigan team cemented their name in history. You know, J.J. McCarthy, even though he didn't put up the crazy stats, the plays that he made, like with his legs, and you know, he didn't make the big mistake either. Mm-hmm. You know, so
he put them in great field position. You know, just with what he did, like no touchdowns, no interceptions. You know, a very average game. You know, 140 in the air. But I mean, man, when he ran. Right. You know, a few yards, which was like 18 or 19, but that really put them in position of scoring. You know, I think he got 2 first downs when he did run. So he definitely put them in position, you know, scoring positions to be able to run up the score like they did. Right. So, but yeah, back to Penix and Corum, I definitely feel the exact same way. I mean, man, Corum, wow. That's all you can literally say when he steps on the field.
I mean, he every time he touches the ball, you think he's gonna score. Yeah. You know? And he does it in such a shifty, strong way that he's, you know, I haven't seen anything quite like it. But it's fun to watch.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And let's give credit to Edwards too, because I mean he made it look effortless. At most, but 2 touchdowns he got, he was untouched.
Yeah,
that's just straight vision and speed. So
that just really goes to show what we probably can expect from Michigan next season. Right. I mean, they have already put out these too early predictions or too early top 25s, and they have Michigan literally sitting at like the 5 spot. So I mean, I think Michigan is taking that as disrespect, of course, and they're ready. I think they're already ready for next season. To try to repeat. So of course, all these teams again refueling going into next season.
I just think it's crazy that you can win a championship and then the next year you won't be number one. It's crazy.
Like, come on. I mean,
at least if you won a championship, you should be number one coming in. At least starting the season. Now, if everything else, you fall or whatever, you should at least be number one going to the next season. That's for anybody.
Yeah.
Georgia, Bama, I don't care. You win a championship, you come to the next season number one.
God. Yeah.
Come take it from me type of thing.
I agree, but I think a lot of people look at the pieces that are being taken away from that team, like, the guys that are transferring, the guys that are going into the draft. And I mean, they kind of just put that all into a big pot and just see,
and that's guessing, though. That's guesswork.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just good. That's just crazy. Yeah. I think, me personally, I'm like, okay, these players are still on the team. A lot of these players still play or whatever, so you still don't take them away because that's guesswork. Like, it's just, maybe, because we thought Georgia was going to be the champion, and then, they lost, so it's like, come take it from them. That's it.
Then you would absolutely hate the betting odds right now as far as who's going to win the national championship next year.
Yeah, that's why I don't bet, ladies and gentlemen, because I just think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I know Georgia's going to be a good team, but, they lost a lot of pieces too, but yet they're number one. I know, I just saw that. So I'm like, what are we doing? What are we really doing? Is it just a favorite or what,
Right.
So, I personally think you just win the championship, you come into the season number one until you get beat.
Agreed. I think so. I think that's very true. And I think that was kind of how it was when we were still in the BCS format.
Right. Yeah. That's how you started out. Like, you win the championship, you reign the champion, come take it from me.
Yeah.
Man,
the BCS era.
Right.
So long ago, but so what is it? So close, but so far away.
Right.
But yeah, man, good old BCS era. But I think I'll kind of end the national championship talk here. What was one of your favorable moments of this season, and what was a low for you this season? As far as I can probably guess what your low. It gotta be considered. It gotta be with Auburn, but like, just what was some of those moments for you?
Well, my low point was definitely that Auburn, 4th and 31. that one still hurts to this day. But if you can dish it, you gotta be able to take it.
Right.
I mean, we definitely do got the kick 6 over them. So I mean, and they got that 4th and 31 play over us. So I mean, that was a low moment for me. But I mean, a lot of high moments. I mean, outside of just Auburn, but LSU, Jaden Daniels. I'm glad he won the Heisman. Well, definitely well deserved. I mean, this season didn't disappoint.
Yeah.
I was definitely shocked at Colorado. After how they came out the first 3 games, I knew they weren't gonna be like no undefeated team. I knew that, but I at least thought they were gonna make a bowl this year. So that was like a shock. I mean, it wasn't disappointing, but it was a shocker to me. Like, okay, I didn't even make a bowl game. Right. So it's like, dang, and we had such high hopes. But I definitely think that they're gonna be all right moving forward. I think next year, if they're not in the conversation of the championship, they'll definitely be, having a bowl game next year. So, but that was mine.
All right. Well, let me see. I think definitely my high was, of course, Georgia going undefeated. Until when they didn't against Alabama, and I think a low it definitely wasn't the SEC championship because I kind of figured that was probably going to be the outcome. I would say my low moment in this season was, it's so many.
It's a lot.
It was a lot.
There's a lot going on in college football this year.
Gosh. It was when... No, another high would be when that shootout between LSU and Florida.
Yeah.
That was a great game. And a low point was seeing Caleb Williams say he wants stock in whatever team drafts him. That was a low for me.
Why was that a low for you?
Because I'm like, bro, like, first of all, if you get drafted, right, if things don't work out with the team that drafted you, you still own that team. I get it. Okay, that's a smart money move. But, bro, if I'm you, I would not want anything to do with the team that drafted me after things just didn't work out.
I mean, business-wise.
I get it,
but
God, that's so stupid to me. I don't know why. It's just
money.
Stupid.
It's money.
It is.
It's not like a thing of like you looking at it from a fan point, or
I guess, but it's just like it's so arrogant.
It's arrogant to me. I mean, to me, that's just knowing your worth.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, if I can have stock in that, that means he'll be paid forever. Yeah. If he got stock in that, he got some kind of money coming in.
I guess.
Even after injury, if NFL don't work out.
I don't know, y'all. That's just,
to me, that is smart.
I get that it's smart, and I understand like the thought process behind it, but it's just like, bro, like you go literally 0-16, but yet and you get traded or whatever, you still are getting somewhat of a revenue from that team.
Right. And that's good. Because what do you think happens like when in the NBA you retire? Yeah. When you retire, you still get money from your contract and stuff like that. But if I put it like this, if I was gonna buy stock in a team after I finish my career, if I was gonna do that anyway, why not do it while I'm already, playing? Yeah. Go ahead and have it out the way. Mm-hmm. That way, if my playing days could cut short, I still got my money coming in. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you making money off of them twice. Mm-hmm. You're making money off of having stock in the team because the team is worth more than anybody's contract. 100%. So, and your rookie contract is already, you're going to get paid what? $4 million, whatever. So if that's the case, then let me make this money move to where I can, make sure I'm straight. Yeah. So if something happens and I can't get paid anymore, I always got this. Yeah. And I don't have to worry about it later because I already got stock in this team. Facts. So I mean, it makes sense to me. Yeah. Yeah.
Another high. Lamar Jackson was inducted into the Louisville athletic thing.
Oh yeah.
For Louisville football.
Yeah, that was big. That was big. I mean, this season had a lot. Yeah. A lot. It was entertaining to say the least. I mean, The Rock coming to game day at Colorado, and all the rappers coming out there to Colorado, and I mean, it was pretty cool. I mean, Colorado is definitely changing the culture for a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, I haven't seen that many celebrities at a college football game in a long time. Like a regular season game. Yep. National championship, I get that. Right. Stars come out with that, but a regular season, you'd have thought Colorado was in the championship. Like,
every week was the championship.
Right. Like, you got the baby coming in there, off step. I mean, like, what? Wait a minute, man. Like, but I'm loving it, because that sets a standard. Like, we here, we gonna do it how we do it. It's
so crazy, bro. They said that was their first year selling out. I mean, they sold out their spring game, bro. Right. That is so crazy to me, man. Right. So I'm excited to see what Colorado has in store. I mean, a lot of guys have transferred in, and we even have some other transfers. Quinshon Judkins just committed to Ohio State last night after Michigan won. Crazy. Oh yeah, that was big time. And UNLV's former quarterback committed to Georgia. I like it. I'm still indifferent about it. But he was a freshman last year, and he put up some really great numbers at UNLV. So I'm excited to see what he has in store. I don't know if it is.
So he basically transferred there to sit on the bench
and
play next year.
I said the same thing. Like, people thought I was crazy.
No, it's just because, I mean, like, I can understand that.
Yeah.
If Carson Beck wasn't coming back, you know. Does he beat out Carson Beck?
Absolutely not.
All right, so if
maybe he feels like maybe he just wants SEC competition. I don't know.
But you don't get that if you don't play.
Well, maybe he feels like he can be the number 2.
Number 2 still don't play because there's Vanderbilt.
Listen, your guess is better than mine, brother.
I don't mind the stressful quarter. I definitely afford NIL, but
yeah,
at least make it make sense. Like, if you're gonna transfer somewhere,
I agree.
Know that not necessarily know that you're gonna be a starter, because you know you gotta earn whatever spot, but go somewhere where you have a conversation with them, where you have a chance to compete for the starter spot.
Right.
Knowing that, hey, I'm probably gonna be the starter, but I gotta still compete.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? But don't go there. Don't leave a situation where you already starting putting up good numbers just to go to a team because of their name.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, Michael Penix, you going to Washington. Like, I mean, he could have went anywhere, but he went into a situation that was good for him.
Right.
So he already had somebody with, receivers, maybe a good coach, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Go somewhere where it's gonna fit you, fit for you, so where you can get the look, so you can go pro.
Exactly.
Don't just go to Georgia because it's Georgia. Go where it's gonna fit. Like, if you don't fit there, if you just gonna sit on the bench, go somewhere else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it might work out better for you at another place. You know, because
Stackz preaching again.
I just don't get it. I just don't understand, man.
Stackz spitting facts.
I didn't know. Like, me personally, I'm not finna transfer the shit on the bench. Like, if I was already starting putting up crazy numbers.
Well, I mean, again, I hear you. Maybe he knows something we don't, but I definitely said the same thing when I saw the announcement.
Yeah, if Carson Beck had decided to clear for the draft and I'd be like, okay, y'all got a replacement quarterback.
But he announced that right before. He announced that weeks before the Orange Bowl that he was coming back.
Right, it's been forever. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. If he had already said, I'm going to the draft, and this UNLV quarterback said, I'm transferring to Georgia, I'd have been like, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But why? If he's coming back, because think about it, he's coming back. So you have to learn the entire offense, then you have to compete with him because he already knows the offense. He already has chemistry with his receivers. He already has chemistry with his line. He already has chemistry with his running back. Now you're coming in with new people. You have to build chemistry with them. You have to learn the playbook. And then you have to compete with him for the starting job. To me, it just sounds like a lose-lose.
Yeah.
Like, why would you leave a good situation? Like, unless your situation wasn't good, then okay, cool. But to me, that just seems like
right. I agree, and we'll never know what really happened. But I definitely had the okay. You did great. Like, you did great at UNLV. Why? Like, I had the same thought, but I was like, okay, cool, but why? Like, I don't get it. But again, we'll never really know what.
Sometimes I just want to be a fly on the wall to why how these players transfer. It's like, oh, some ain't going your way, transfer portal.
Yeah.
Oh, this coach is gone, transfer portal.
Yeah.
Like me personally, I'm like, I don't care who the coach is, as long as we got the same understanding, win. Let's go.
Right, and I think that's too, like, with Junkin's situation, that's a lot different. I mean, I can't remember who their number one guy was, but I want to say it was Henderson, but I think Henderson is returning this year. I might be wrong, but either way.
But see, it's a little different.
Yeah, I think his situation is a lot different because
running backs is different.
Yeah,
like, because running backs you can have two at the same time, and then you have to switch out.
Right, exactly.
Like, prime example, in the championship game, both of the running backs went off first and second string, so that's different.
Right.
But quarterback, You only play one quarterback at a time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's just with those. It's just to me, it's just weird.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Judkins provides for that.
He's gonna be a beast.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we saw it with Ohio State, but I'm sorry, with Ole Miss.
Yeah, he's used to the SEC. The size of the SEC. So I mean, it's gonna be no problem for him.
Exactly. So yeah, I want to say Henderson is coming back next year, but for sure, him and Judkins as the 1 and 2 on that running back depth chart. Oh, that's the Big Ten is in trouble.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And then Marvin Harrison coming back potentially. You know,
possibly.
That's what I'm saying. He might even potentially coming back. So you got two solid running backs.
They got another quarterback that came in.
Yeah. So I mean,
was it Will Howard? It wasn't Will Howard.
Well, I'm not sure.
I think Will Howard did commit to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Will Howard that's coming in.
But yeah, so I mean,
yeah, Will Howard is transferring. Yeah, So yeah, Will Howard was really okay at Kansas State. So yeah, they're Ohio State is building pieces around. It just didn't work out this past season.
Now, do you think there's gonna be Ohio State coaches last year? If you don't,
Ryan Day.
Yeah. Because he ain't been.
But you would know it's crazy because I said the same thing a few weeks ago about our guy from Penn State, James Franklin. So,
well, see, Franklin is different.
It's different, right?
Because Penn State, I mean, don't get me wrong, they have a winning coach or whatever. Yeah. It's different because Ohio State, they want championships, right? You know what I'm saying? And you have to beat Michigan.
I will say no, just because of recency. I mean, they made it to the semifinals. They normally finish in the top 25 every year, if I'm not mistaken, or at least the top 15. So I would say no, just because he's doing a lot better, and I mean they're starting to bring a lot of pieces in. Now, if they have a crazy year this upcoming season, no.
No, I'm saying if he has something similar, he loses to Michigan again. You know, they don't make the playoffs. You know, because I mean, let's be honest. I mean, now you got the 12 team.
Yeah.
So you know, Ohio State's gonna make the playoffs.
Right.
Georgia's gonna make the playoffs. Bama's gonna make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. We know that. Michigan's gonna make the playoffs. We know that because it's 12 teams.
Right.
We know at least 4 of the spots are already clear. The other ones
are a little.
You know, you can kind of put whatever. Mm-hmm. But me personally, if he doesn't beat Michigan and they don't at least make it to the championship game, I think he's out of it.
So would you say the same thing about James Franklin, because James Franklin hasn't been to
well, see, not for him because the way the culture at Penn State right now is different. Mm-hmm. Ohio State wants to beat Michigan. Yeah. That's their whole thing. It's almost like with Auburn with Bama. Say your job. You beat Bama at Auburn. You could go 0-12. You win against Bama. You good. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's a major game for them, and he's lost the last 2 years.
Right.
So and then you add that with on top of that, they want to compete for championship because Penn State, they're right there. They just can't get past Michigan and Ohio State. You know. So, if he gets past one of those, I think he'd still be straight. Because they always have a winning record. They do good with anybody else, you know. It's just right now, I feel like their culture is a little different right now. You know, because of Ohio State wants to win big time, you know. But, again, you know, Penn State, they could decide to part ways with him, but I don't think so.
That's fair. That's fair. And I think,
because when was the last time, you know?
But you got to think too. James Franklin wasn't really doing much at Vanderbilt either.
Well, we already.
I'm so sorry. No. We got to start that up. No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not mean this.
I say this. I'm not saying it. It's different. Vandy is very much different than a lot of these schools. So I'm gonna say this in his defense. Which coach has been successful at Vandy?
Your boy Mason.
Cap. Cap. Cap.
Oh, I'm not doing this.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to guide him. You say he didn't do good with it, but nobody's really done well as a coach. Because it's just, that's just not their identity right now. They're building it. They're starting to get more players, but that's just not their identity right now. So, and when he took over Penn State, he's had a winning season every year. So, he's done his thing. So he beat Auburn, at Auburn and at Penn State. So he beat people outside his conference. He pretty much has his way with inside his conference. He just can't get past Ohio State and Michigan.
Yeah.
Which to me is understandable because all his talent wants to go to Ohio State and Michigan. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, it could go either way depending on what everybody's looking at. But I think he's doing well with the team.
Yeah.
To me personally,
I don't feel like he's on the hot seat just as of yet.
Now, if he continues to not like next year, if he beats one team, I think he'll be okay. But if you continue to not beat these teams and stuff like that, like for instance, they struggled in their what's called in their bowl game.
Oh, Penn State,
yeah. Penn State struggled in their bowl game. So which understandable because you got players opting out and all that type of stuff. But,
which was crazy though because that defensive front was still solid. Jackson Dart is just a menace to society.
Yeah, Ole Miss is but and if the playoff format would have been like it is gonna be next year, Ole Miss would have been right there in the thick of things too. So if he could just get to I put it like this: if he can make the playoffs this year, regardless of Michigan, Ohio State, I think he'll be okay. Because right now, I think this playoff format is going to save a lot of people's jobs. Because now you have an opportunity to compete. Because you don't have to get to that 4th spot.
Right.
You want to be in that top 4 because you have an easier road. But now you don't have to do that.
Right.
You can say, all right, we started off slow. Now we getting it. We picking up momentum. We found our identity. Or whatever. You can have a 2-loss team. And because I personally, I think Ole Miss should have had the opportunity to compete. Just like last year, Bama team, I don't think it was bad. I think that they should have been able to compete. So the 12-team system, I think, is going to be a good thing. You might see some more blowouts and stuff like that. You might see that, but you really gonna see who's the best team. It's gonna put an end to all this. Big 10, SEC, Big 12, whatever. It's gonna put an end to all of that because if you win the championship out of a 12-team system, ain't nobody can talk about it. Because I went through the Big 10, I went through the Big 12, I went through ACC or whatever. Or your conference didn't even make it. You know what I'm saying? So whoever wins these is gonna put an end to all of that.
I'm gonna ask you this. I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm really genuinely asking you this. How many ACC teams you think we'll see in the playoffs?
2, maybe.
Okay, that's more than I thought. I was gonna say 1, maybe none.
I say maybe 2. Maybe. And if you say it next year, 1. In the future, maybe 2. But
you want to say which one?
Well, this year, I think this year it's either gonna be Florida State or it's gonna be Clemson.
You think Clemson will make that?
I think Dabo is pissed off right now, and I think that he got a point to prove.
You think he'll dip in the transfer portal actually this year?
That's why. I think Clemson because the people still want to go to Clemson.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful university. So Clemson sells itself. So they've had the players. Yeah. It's just sometimes you hit that wall sometimes.
Right.
And especially if you're not trying to keep up with time and get people from transfer. I'm pretty sure a lot of players want to transfer to Clemson, play for Dabo. I mean, I'm just being honest, but I think next year, I think that Florida State might make it. And I think in the future years, I think it'll be Florida State, Clemson. I think Miami at some point might, creep up in there. But I mean, for the most part, I mean that's about it. Cause I know Georgia Tech ain't gonna do too much, but
no,
they trying. Cause
they try. They're
only
trying.
reason I say that, and I'm not, cause I'm a fan of Georgia Tech, cause of Atlanta, all that type of stuff. But I think that they're building.
Yeah,
like this has been the best season they've had in a long time.
And I mean, for them to, man, they went down to Florida, won their bowl game, and man, I mean, just seeing the pure joy.
Right.
Oh, they've been struggling so long. Right. I mean, that was so
right. But I said it last year. I said Georgia Tech is gonna, be a little better this year. And they were.
Yeah.
It's just a matter. It's a matter of the coaches, right scheme, right players, all of that type of stuff.
Yeah. Haynes King was like actually impressive. I mean, he had that one, that one shady game against Clemson, but other than that, he was pretty solid this year. So I was really, I was pleased to see that, Georgia Tech was on that come up. So it was really cool to see them, doing their thing.
Right.
So,
right.
Yep. So real quick, let's just touch on a little bit of what's in store now. I mean, we can't really say too much about college basketball just because we've been on the college football trail and stuff like that. But this is what we can expect for college basketball. Of course, a lot more in-depth analysis that we've been giving you for college football. We're completely off the college football trail now. Like this is it. This is probably the last you'll hear college football until when spring camps hit and the spring games in April. But we are done. Like this is it. We are fully focused on college basketball going into March Madness. As far as with women and in the men's side of things, I will say this, and I'm not joking when I say this. Caitlin Clark has probably been the hottest thing out right now. Like this woman is insane. I cannot tell you how many triple doubles this woman has been putting up from us covering college football into now. Like it's getting out of hand. So we are definitely going to be talking a lot. Like we're trying to really analyze how this woman is playing because it's insane right now. Like 10 rebounds and 10 assists. What is happening? And almost 30 points a game? Like that's crazy. That's unheard of. So we're really looking forward to covering more into college basketball, and then right after basketball is our baseball and softball coverage. So yeah, we're working, y'all. This has been, oh my God, this has been great. This has been great. Great season. It has been a joy to provide you guys with all this coverage. I mean, man, what a season. What a season.
Right. Oh. I'm looking forward to next season.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to next season. Looking forward to talking about basketball, baseball, softball, everything. But I'm definitely looking forward to next football season.
Yeah.
See what's what, who's where. What the upsets, 12-team playoffs. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it's hard, especially from both of us really growing up on college football. But we definitely wanted to be as versatile as possible when we made the podcast. So I don't know if we ever put this out, but it was really supposed to be just college football. But we both agreed, like, hey, like let's not do the norm. Like let's cover everybody. Let's really get everybody involved with this thing. And I mean, it's been great. So I'm really excited to get into college basketball and really dive deep into the sport and see what it has to offer. I mean, I know we're a little bit far behind with college basketball, but we've been trying to hint at it, in weeks prior. So we're all in on basketball right now, and excited to see what March Madness has to offer, and then from March Madness, baseball, and then softball, and we really want to start, trying to get people in as well. Like I know we're I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We've been trying to get your fiance, who is a killer pitcher from Fort Valley back in 2010. She played from 20.
27, 07?
27?
No, I said 2007. I said 2007 or 2008. She played from.
She graduated 2009, so yeah.
So 08 to like 09.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm sorry.
2010.
Like, gosh, she is going to murder me. She is going to absolutely murder me. I'm not coming back here anymore. I can't come back. I can't come back. This is my last visit. Anyway, she was a phenomenal pitcher from Fort Valley State, and we're really looking forward to having her on as when we get into the baseball and softball side of things. So yeah, man, we just cannot thank you guys enough for really getting on this train with us and just staying on, the entire time. It has been a blessing. We have enjoyed doing it. So yeah, like thank y'all from the bottom of our hearts. Like this has been truly amazing. All right, Stackz.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Tell a friend, tell a cousin, tell everybody to tap in with us, the College Couch Podcast. Always bring a little content, drop every Wednesday. Tune in, tap in. You got a player that you want us to cover. Anybody standing out in college right now, whatever sport they play, just let us know. Send us a DM. Let us know what's up. If you want us to talk about any situation that happened in college sport, somebody shot over your favorite players, somebody got dunked on. How you feel about the transport portal, NIL deal, whatever. We want to talk about it. We ain't scared of nothing. We're going to talk about it. But appreciate y'all, man. We really appreciate the love. Everything's been beautiful. It's been an amazing journey so far. It's crazy. We only been doing this since September. So it's been amazing. But we appreciate y'all, man. But we got to pay some bills, man. We're going to holler at y'all. Y'all be easy. Be safe out here.
Wake up, I gotta go get it. Wake up,